This is an experiment. Watch these 3 short clips and you'll be able to judge the candidates with surprising accuracy based on who they truly are, rather than how others have portrayed them. There's strong science behind this, I'll explain at the end.
Doesn't mean that we can't occasionally engage in conversations with them. And I think it's important, if we're ever going to end the war in Ukraine, fundamentally at some level, we're going to have to engage in some sort of negotiation for them to stop supporting the Iranians as the Iranians engage in acts of aggression. And I think when it comes to Europe, it's important for the killing to stop in Russia and Ukraine. I don't think not an honest arbiter here. This is not a guy, John Kelly, going to brag to Jeffrey Goldberg, who is interested in the American truth or is interested in telling an honest account of
against us. I would ask folks, you don't have to agree with every policy, but Kamala Harris has made it clear, and through her entire life, myself included, I served 24 years in the Army, there is nothing paid no federal taxes for 10 or 15 years. If we simply have folks that are supposed to be paying make the pay, we make sure we're investing in folks that need to get it. And the one thing is child care initiative.
See it and make the difference, look a little different. I think people in Minnesota, my students, the folks I've worked with, members of Congress, they know who I am, and they know the policies we put in place.
This was an experiment. In psychology, thin slicing is the ability to make accurate judgments about people based on brief observations. Studies have confirmed the accuracy of thin slicing. Political consultants know this, so they frame with precision the clips of their candidates they show you. What if instead you viewed thin slices without the framing using random sampling? If you slice through any set of clips, you get rid of the framing. You actually see the candidates as they are. Those 6 clips you just watched were chosen exactly that way. They're random thin slices of speech, with none of the bias and manipulation often found in political videos. Thin slicing tells us that, statistically speaking, your assessment of these candidates is now as accurate as it would ever be. Good luck. For anyone still interested, I'd like to walk you through how I pick these clips at random. And let me switch to my real voice to emphasize the difference between carefully crafted messaging and authentic speech. Okay, here's the method. You get 3 public interviews on YouTube.
You choose 10-second clips using a publicly verifiable random number to represent the start of each clip as a percentage of the video duration. I'm using the cents portion of the Dow Jones closing prices over a period of time. Don't worry about providing context. Providing context leaves room to frame any narrative you want. We've had enough of the consultants and the media trying to frame the context for us. We can figure out the context, as you'll see quickly here. Now let's take a look at the spreadsheet that I'm using to do all this. Right now these are random numbers. I'm going to replace those with the last 2 cents of the last few days of the Dow Jones Industrial Price. And I've got that all in a spreadsheet right here. And I'll just paste on top of this. These 56%, 59, 81%, they correspond to 56 cents, 59, 81, 80, etc. from the Dow Jones Industrial. So we're not doing any tricks here. Now, let's look at our first attempt. This first video with Katie Hobbs, it's 16 minutes, 17 seconds. And according to the Dow Jones number, we should go 56% into that, which is 9 minutes, 7 seconds. Let's go ahead and take a look at what she said.
Specific that you think, for those who say.
We will disqualify this one because it was not showing the speaker.
Personnel, whatever that is.
Is there a fault?
And we will disqualify this one as well because it is not showing only the speaker. Any video that doesn't show the speaker in its entirety for 10 seconds, we're disqualifying.
Jobs, because at the same time that we're experiencing this tremendous economic growth, people are still struggling. Even those employed people who can't afford housing, who are being pinched.
Okay, so there's our first full 10-second clip. Now let's do one from Kari Lake.
What you mean by sending the National Guard?
We will disqualify that one. Doesn't show Kari Lake in its entirety.
We've taken plans to some of these cities for affordable housing. Lay it out and we said, we can build this for you and get a whole bunch of affordable housing. And some of the cities will come back and say, well.
Okay, so there's our 10-second clip. And that's our methodology. Let's just go through the rest now. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for other candidates, please leave them in the comments below.